Uno mas.
Oh, the stragglers.
What is up? Welcome back to some Animal Crossing New Horizons. It is October 13th. Happy National Indigenous Peoples Day. National Kick Butt Day. National it's just Treat Yourself Day. National Transfer Money to Your Son Day. I don't have a son, so whatever, fuck him. But I will text my dad about that. International Day for Failure. National No Bra Day. Metastatic Breast Cancer Awareness Day. National Train Your Brain Day. Navy Birthday. Columbus Day. English Language Day. National Yorkshire Pudding Day. World Thrombosis Day. Thrombosis, whatever. International Day for Disaster Reduction. International Day for Natural Disaster Reduction. National Disaster Day. Or no, International Disaster Day. White Sunday. National M&M Day. And that is it. That is October 13th. October 13th on an October, the scariest day of the year, as they say. Other than National Women's Day. Because, bitches be scary.
Oh,
We're not playing for like 7 hours though, so it's 4 p.m. I almost did 11, but
whoops.
yeah, I have to buy a new shovel. My phone is a... Hello, we gave you your tampons in the mail. Thank you, Timmy. I don't know why you called me about that. That's kind of personal, but... Alright, so what the hell were you going on about last episode, Jake?
I was kind of reviewing the new monster entry.
Yeah.
About Ed Gein.
Yeah, very weird.
Yeah.
Very weird, it sounds like.
Yeah. Like I said, I still think it was pretty good. Shit. But yeah, it definitely has its flaws.
It's just a classic Hollywood thing where they kind of didn't need to do a lot of stuff, I guess. And then they're just like, hey, let's put this fake thing in here. Oh, it's something that didn't happen.
Let's put in this fake love plot where Ed Gein has this woman who how there's this woman he's seeing that she's also into like death, and she kind of helps him with shit. Yeah, because
that for sure happens.
Yeah, that happened.
That is the thing that can happen. It's entirely possible. But
yeah,
I don't know if it happened for Ed Gein.
I don't think so. They even did give a romantic subplot with one of his actual victims as well, which I don't think happened as well.
Wow, those guys are just doing anything.
Yeah,
that's really disrespectful.
Yeah,
that's so disrespectful. What the fuck? Yeah, let's make one of his.
Yeah, he killed like one of the the deputy's mom, and then he's like, they were having this like relationship, even though he was like maybe in his like 30s or 40s, but she was in real life in like her late 50s. And yeah, there was like full-blown sex scene and shit. And yeah.
Okay.
And he was like, even though he was engaged to the weird chick, he was talking about like running away with this older woman.
Oh, and, that's gonna really damage Ed Gein's reputation, man. That's not a good look. That's not a good look for him.
and then the mother hallucination's like, you cannot let a woman touch. Yeah, she says that, like, you can't let a woman touch you. It's a sin. Blah 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 blah. So then she's like, you need to go, like, move this sin, and he kind of kills her, and obviously does.
Hey, you talking about that again? Freak?
Whoa!
This guy's talking about murders.
I love true crime.
Whoa! You can tell because I'm the color that I like blood.
But man, I felt so sorry for the fucking deputy, because he was the one on the scene when they found the house and all the fucking shit, and he's like looking for his mother because she was like gone, and then he went into the barn and he just saw her body like split in half, upside down, hanging up, and he like fucking like goes on and just screams like blood.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, crazy, man. Damn.
Yo, Ed, you hearing this? Yeah, man, that's fucked.
Whoa.
Yeah, if I found my mother like split in half.
Oh yeah, head decapitated too. So she was like upside down, hanging, and they found her head in the house, and yeah.
Yeah, that's in.
Yeah, he rightfully beat the shit out of Ed. Yeah. And the cops were like, "Get off him!" It's like, bro, that's his mom, dude.
Yeah. The fuck?
Did you not just see the atrocities that were inside that house? Like, he had a shoebox full of vaginas. Dried up vaginas. Vulvas, or whatever you want to, just in a box. He also had a heart boiling like on the stove. He had fucking body parts everywhere, and there's fucking not like butterflies, but like those small ones that are like kind of like flies, like not like locusts, but like, you know, the ones that are clear, like, oh, there's something like really, it's like really disgusting in here, like those kind of fucking things. There's like a lot of those flying around, and it's like, yeah, it was just, it was so rough. And like I said, it's like, then like once he like gets older, and once they give him like that diagnosis of schizophrenia, there's they try to make you feel bad for him, and I don't like that. I get schizophrenia is a really terrible mental disorder and absolutely horrible, but he defiled graves of people who he never knew, or like,
I don't even think it would make it better if he did know them.
It wouldn't. Like, just random people's grave, just defiling them and just taking their parts, and so I don't like that they do that, and I just feel like it's just such a problem with the true crime people these days, that they kind of
they throw like pity parties.
Yeah.
Related to like the people who do heinous shit.
Yeah, it's either that, like pity parties, or simping.
Yeah.
Which is, in my opinion, why no one's talking about this series, because like the last two, you know, are like younger guys. I don't want to make that connection, but I don't think anybody's gonna watch this one just because it's not like a younger guy.
Probably. Yeah.
But so I wasn't too keen on like that part, and but yeah, it's just like it was just really fucked. It was just. Got the Money rock.
Plus, it's the money rock.
Good thing you didn't eat anything.
Yeah. Of course, it was the money rock, the one I already planted flowers by. Whoops.
But yeah, yeah. I know all that Ted Bundy shit just caught me so off guard. I just feel like he shouldn't have just been saved for his own thing.
Yeah.
They didn't really show his face, so I wonder if that's why that they're probably gonna do Bundy, and they didn't like got a definitive actor yet to do it. So I wonder if that's why they didn't show his like face or anything. But obviously, you know, with his motive, that's obviously him, and obviously they say so when there's a scene where Ed's in the asylum on a wheelchair. He's, you know, he hasn't been diagnosed that he's gonna die yet, but he's like kind of close, and they go like, "Oh, we just caught the infamous serial killer. He's been identified as Ted Bundy." And Ed goes, "Hey, I helped get that guy." And like,
hey, shut up.
Yeah,
shut up. Nobody cares.
Yeah, actually, that's what happens. So there's like an old woman who's watching the TV, and she literally just says like, "Shut up, cocksucker," or something like that.
Deserved.
But she just calls everybody that. Because when they were like taking her away, like, "Okay, let's get you back to your room," and she's like, "Shut up, cocksucker."
Nobody cares, cocksucker.
And then there's another thing, and I just feel like there's one more subplot I will talk about. But I feel like right now, given the current political situations right now, I think this is a little too soon to be doing this right now. But so I don't know if this was actually true, but apparently what kind of drove Ed was pictures of World War II.
Okay.
He kind of saw a lot of graphic pictures of World War II, and that kind of but particularly this one woman who was a German, and she was known for allegedly making furniture out of dead Jews during the Holocaust, and that kind of gave him like that light bulb kind of thing. And they also try to make you feel bad for her too, even though she is partaking in all that stuff.
So do they just like try and make like the public like feel bad for all these people? Because like it's like, yeah, they did all this heinous stuff, but like you gotta consider their feelings.
Yeah, that's what they do. We're people too. And
it's alright. Kind of
I know, that's what they do in the. Even though he kind of hallucinates that he has this like conversation with her. He has this whole like. Actually, this caught me actually off guard, even though it shouldn't have been coming that this was like schizophrenia. But there's this scene that so the deputy he kind of sells off a lot of Ed's stuff, which I don't know if that actually happened or not. I will look into it at some point, but he kind of like tries to like make bank on this, and he kind of gives Ed some of the money, so he uses the money to buy 3 ham radios. Yeah. And his plan is, I'm gonna send these ham radios to the 2 people who have inspired me the most. One of them was this German officer, this female German officer, who I don't know if he had like feelings for this woman as well, because he like has this obsession with one of like the comic books, like that kind of painter, and he kind of looks at it like kind of like like kind of like a fetish kind of thing of what she was like doing to like Jewish people.
Uh-huh.
And then there is this trans woman who he kind of idolizes because he's like he's kind of unsure if he's like transgendered or not, and because he's, you know, putting on women's suits, and it's like, oh, this feels nice. Even though I just skinned somebody for this. But so he's like, I'm gonna send it to these two people, and he kind of talks to both of them, but in reality he was just talking to himself the whole time, and this was just a schizophrenic episode. And it, not gonna lie, it did catch me off guard about it. When as a viewer watching it for the first time, that you're like, oh, whoa, like, oh, he's actually talking to these people. And then it was like, no, he was just making all this up in reality. And they cut back to it too, and I should have seen it, but they were cutting back to the doctor. In reality, he was talking to like sometimes he was just talking to himself, sometimes he was actually talking to the doctor, but he was having like an episode.
Yeah.
But he but yeah, they kind of have this, him and this Yahtzee having a kind of this heart to heart, like, we're just human beings. Mia did terrible things, but we're just human beings. And I'm just like, I don't, given the huge anti-Semitism right now, I don't think this is a good idea to be having on Netflix right now. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I just feel like it was just like not the right time to be kind of doing this kind of angle right now.
I don't think doing that is at any point is a good time in general.
No, it's not. But even though this woman, I don't know her name, but it is under with what she did specifically with like all the like the furniture and shit is all allegedly. She still was partaking in that shit though. Even if she didn't get her hands dirty like that, it still like was, you know.
Yeah, she's still a Nazi.
Yeah, she's still in prison for it, and she took her own life in her cell.
Oh, hey, she found her leader. Good.
But so yeah, I just like I do want to watch Dahmer because I heard how everyone was like, oh, this is so good, but at the same time, I'm worried now that they're gonna try to make Dahmer this like sympathetic, like, I'm just a person, even though I abducted underage boys.
Yeah.
And brutally murdered them. But yeah, I don't know what I'd rate it. I might go like maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10 maybe. I didn't really think about it, about how I kind of rank it. But yeah, I do want to watch Dahmer, and I'm probably gonna skip the Hernandez brothers one. Yeah. I feel like everyone's just so fascinated by that story that I've kind of heard it 1,000 times, so I kind of just don't I just don't really see the point because I kind of already know the situation with that one. And I am familiar with Dahmer, but yeah, overall it's pretty good. I wouldn't, if you're a bit squeamish with gore and a lot of very sexual violence, I would kind of stay away from it. But if you're entertained by like these like true crime drama, I think it's pretty good. But I think if you're like trying to, if you're watching it for like pure just entertainment, I would be like, yeah, it's pretty good. But it's like, if you're trying to watch it, if you're trying to get like an accurate story of Ed Gein, I would not recommend it.
Yeah.
They kind of go a little too far in exaggerating and
Yeah,
like
I don't think these monster guys are to be trusted with like giving like an accurate presentation.
yeah.
I can kind of understand their take on like not really being like sympathetic, like, oh, you should feel bad, but like being like, all right, here's the other side of the coin, I guess. Take this as you will. I don't necessarily agree with it, but they're trying to tell the story from maybe the Ed Gein's perspective a little bit, and then Dahmer's and the Hernandez brothers, obviously. So I can understand that, but there's other aspects that I don't really necessarily understand or agree with, where it's just kind of like, so yeah, he helped catch Ted Bundy, which is like, you shouldn't feel the need to put that in
Yeah,
there.
you really also they had like, he has these like dream sequences, and one of them is when he's like, dying, and he has like all these serial killers going up to him. I can't say that all of them, but one of them was Charles Manson. Be like, oh my god, Ed, I'm such a big fan of you. Like, oh my god. Like, no. I don't really think he had that much of an impact on serial killers.
I think serial killers would have just still existed in general without him.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a couple were like, damn, you know what, I'll do that too. But no, I don't think Ed Gein had anything to do with people wanting to murder others. I think that's just shouldn't happen. Are you telling me that like just because Ed Gein killed people in that way, like he summoned like dozens of like serial killers from the future just to do the same thing because they were so inspired?
They kind of imply that Ed Gein kind of changed.
When he fucking revolutionized the game, like
yeah,
no.
yeah.
I mean, I guess he technically did, but
I guess with like the horror genre, you could probably argue that, but like, I feel like they stretch it way too much. That it was like Ed Gein was such an inspiration to all these awful people, and it's like I don't know if that's because like every conversation they have with like a serial killer, like they like before they go to Ed Gein, the FBI guys, they go to this other serial killer. I think he's a real guy too, who killed some women, had a thing with like their shoes, and he's like, oh yeah, I heard about that Ed Gein guy, and they're like, oh, okay. Like it's just they always bring him up, and there's like another serial killer who has like, who's I don't know what this person was, but they were like, I don't know if they were like trans or like what they were, but they were like this just person who also killed people, and they write letters to, like I said, they had like serial killers writing to Ed about how he was such an inspiration to them, and it's like, what kind of mental hospital allows these letters to come in?
yeah.
Like, are you guys just trying to trigger him to like snap or something like that? Like, it just doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, kind of fucked. Anyways, we'll talk more about this next time. We went a little bit longer for this time. So yeah, that'll do it. Bye bye.
Goodbye.